A new one.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah.
So we're almost there. Here we go.
A new one. That's awesome.
Oh, you guys, so glad you guys are able to join us. This is awesome. Ooh, I got to turn my YouTube channel off here.
Yeah, we're almost there.
Because I am doubling up. Let's go here. There we go. You can hear all of our conversations. So Nancy, oh my gosh, Kathy just signed up a new student, which is really, really awesome. And Kathy, do me a favor as well, because you're joining us today for all about being a digital nomad. And that's what we are here for, you guys. We're going to be showing you like what is a digital nomad and how can your life change because of it. And Kathy's going to be taking a look inside of the chat and seeing if you guys have any questions that you want to specifically ask us. But we also wanted to be able to give you guys a little bit of a tour of where we are at right now. So if you haven't had the opportunity to see or follow us or know what it is that we're doing, my name's Joanne Kaminsky. I've been an online reading tutor since 2010, and I also help tutors that are starting their own online tutoring business. One of the biggest classes that I have is called the Jumpstart Your Online Tutoring Business Masterclass. And then I have a private community called the Insider Secrets Club, where we continue to learn and grow together with our tutoring businesses. And it's really all what it is that we're doing. All right, now Kathy can hear me on there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna mute so you don't have like two of us like going back and forth, and she's gonna unmute herself at certain times and come on in and share information. But I am in my own private movie theater right now, and I've actually been doing all of my tutoring inside of here. So you're gonna get to see, I've got my little office set up. I'm gonna switch sides here so that you guys can get an opportunity to kind of see what does it look like inside of here. There's my little office setup. It's really all that I need, right? A little bit of a pick-me-up for a drink, my notebook, my calculator, my headset, my backpack, and I can literally run my entire business from here. And this is in the house we're staying at, has a movie theater built right on into it. And tomorrow I'm going to be hosting our very first virtual conference. Some people are going to be here live with us. Most people are going to be virtual with us, and you're going to have an opportunity later on to still be able to join for that. So I'm going to bring this back to my regular front camera here and share a little bit more about being a digital nomad with you guys, and what are things that you need to know as you are beginning to think about doing this for your online tutoring business. So let's jump right on in. So I want to personally thank you guys for joining me. And today we're going to explore how you can travel the world while still running a thriving online tutoring business. I know it sounds impossible as well as kind of unconventional, but people are moving to remote places and foreign countries every day. And you don't have to just do a foreign country. You can even travel your own country that you live. Like right now, I am here in Florida. I currently live in Wisconsin, and it's pretty chilly here in January, but I can walk outside and really be able to enjoy what it is that we have in front of us. There are certain shows like House Hunters and Caribbean Life, and these are popular shows up right now because there are a lot of people, they have like these dream bucket list vacations on their head, right? But they think the only way to fulfill those dreams is to wait until retirement. And we're stuck in the traditional way of thinking that, you know, we're almost passing up the chance to make our dreams a reality right now when you're young enough and healthy enough to really enjoy those adventures. So I'm going to be sharing today some practical tips for becoming a digital nomad. You are definitely going to want to post any questions that you have in the comments, and I'm going to address them during the live stream. And I've got my dear friend here, Kathy, who is staying at the house with me, who's also going to be letting me know what your questions are that you have. Also, you want to be able to introduce yourself inside of the chat. Tell people who you are, where you're from, what it is that you tutor. And if you were to travel anywhere in the world, where would it be? We want to get you guys thinking. So again, I'm just going to introduce myself a little bit here. My name's Joanne Kaminsky. Been tutoring reading online since 2010. And I decided that I wanted to do it because I wanted to be a mom that was more present for her daughter's lives. And I felt like the school system was kind of eating me up. I was spending more time at school than I was able to spend with my own kids. And that was really hard for me. I had mama guilt like you wouldn't believe. And so I decided to do things differently. I mean, I was sick at the time when I decided to leave the school system. I was in and out of the hospital. And then I started thinking big, and this is what really changed my life is I realized that anything really is possible. How many of you guys dream of winning the lottery? Maybe you want to win the lottery so you could stop working or start living that dream life. But if money was no issue, what would you do with your time? Where would you live? These are the things we want to put into our mindset. And we want to think about like, hey, why aren't we making this dream a reality right now? Because today is all you guys ever have. And so if we're planning way in the future, you don't have the opportunity to enjoy your today. So if you're feeling restless and wondering if there's more to life than just, sitting at your computer and tutoring for, 8 hours a day, it's time to add some excitement and meaning to your life. You could certainly still be able to, teach and do all the things that you love, but you no longer have to be tied to a school system. You can travel wherever you want to be able to do and do the things that you want to be able to do. You don't have to feel like you're stuck on that hamster wheel going nowhere, doing the same routine day in, day out, with dreams of retirement or winning the lottery filling your head. So why live a life that you want to escape? Right? Why not live that dream life every single day while still being a responsible, independent adult who's building a business? I mean, winning the lottery is not the only way, right? Instead of wishing your life away, dreaming of a retirement age when you can stop working, how about experiment with becoming a digital nomad? Bring those bucket list vacation dreams to the forefront of your mind. Do some research into how you can turn those trips into your dream lifestyle while still earning money and growing your business. Now, that scenario is possible. And today's live stream training is all about giving you an overview along with some action steps that you can take today. So if this lifestyle sounds intriguing to you, awesome. Keep hanging on and listening. However, if you are wrapped up in the traditional way of thinking about life, being settled in one place, setting roots, and working a job, then you'll have to do a little bit more outside of the box thinking. All right. So digital nomads are more often they're more spontaneous and adaptable to their surrounding. It's easier for this type of person to kind of go with the flow, whereas a more traditional person might prefer a little bit more structure and stability. But never say never, okay? Because traditionalists can live the nomad life successfully as long as they take their own personality traits into consideration. So we're going to dive into that a little bit later in the training. But for those traditionalists who fear a giant move, consider a move like this as an extended vacation. So you don't need to fly halfway across the world to start your digital nomad lifestyle. Think of a location that's closer to home. If you've got sweaty palms at the idea of moving, you also have to commit to you don't have to commit to a 6-month trip. Plan a trip for like 2 to 3 weeks instead just to give yourself a trial run with limited risks. You're in charge of your life. So if you want to live a nomadic life while traveling the world and growing your business, go for it. And if you have a spouse and children, do not tune out because living a digital nomad lifestyle is possible with kids in tow. You'll have more luggage and bodies on your adventure, but it's not impossible, especially with the current supply of homeschooling curricula, the online tutoring, availabilities, anything is possible. And there's lots of schools that are created for children of expats who are traveling abroad for business. So just because you don't belong to a giant corporation doesn't mean that you can't take advantage of these schools as well. So let's dive in. What is a digital nomad? So a digital nomad is quite simply a person who can run their business from any location on earth that has a strong Wi-Fi connection. You may have also heard the term laptop lifestyle. These phrases are really similar in meaning. So long as you have your laptop and internet service, you can still work while traveling the world. And with today's technology and Wi-Fi availability, there's no need to tie yourself to a single location, you guys. Do you want to rent an RV and travel the country while still tutoring your students? Or maybe you want to lounge on your hotel balcony overlooking the French Riviera, right? Even cruise ships have unlimited internet packages. So you can still connect with with your students while sailing the ocean. If this sounds like the ideal way to live, you want to get out your bucket list, choose your dream locations, and start planning. Now, tutorpreneurs with online only businesses can implement this type of travel rather easily, as their students are already used to video chatting, sharing files digitally, right? Like nothing changes for them at all. The only thing that's changing is your location. For those of you who do, in-person tutoring, the process is going to be slightly more difficult, right? But if you can convince your students to go online when you're doing different things, you're going to be golden. And I've done that in the past because I would do a lot of traveling for different conferences. And I would just have those students that came to me in person just meet with me online while I was away, and they loved it. They loved seeing what location I was at. They thought it was really cool that I could still tutor them, even though I wasn't still in the same area. So you can do a Google search if you want to hear about different people's lives. All you have to do is like Google digital nomad stories, and you're going to find lots of examples of digital nomads who wanted to live this unconventional lifestyle. They seem to have found the ultimate job, right? To travel and work in their dream locations without being micromanaged by some kind of overbearing boss or principal or politics. And you know what? This freedom can be yours as well. So why go location free? Well, it is totally life changing. You can ask any digital nomad about their reasons for undertaking this lifestyle. And most of it, not all of them, will say their number one reason was for freedom. The ability to go absolutely anywhere in the world is the ultimate definition of freedom. You don't have anyone telling you, no, you can't do that, or no, you need to work some overtime to get this project done. Digital nomads no longer need a bucket list. They can live that bucket list lifestyle simply by packing up their laptops and planning their next stop. And the same is true when you start a digital online tutoring business, right? You have the freedom to build it and develop its following any way that you please. You only have yourself to answer to, and you are in charge of kind of forging that path ahead. So you can see that the nomadic lifestyle blends perfectly with running a digital business because you're the only one in charge. So I want you to think about right now, what is your definition of freedom? Are you living a free life, or do you feel kind of handcuffed to your location and where you're at? Maybe your town, your state. Look out your window right now. What do you see? Is that scenery inspiring, or do you wish to be someplace else? Now look at your desk space. Is it immaculately clean so that creative ideas can flow freely, or is it piled with clutter that distracts you? Mine often gets cluttered. Think about your bucket list and all the reasons why you're not taking those trips right now and living that lifestyle. Are you afraid it's too expensive, or that you're being irresponsible by picking up and leaving your friends and family? Reflect on your family and how everyone's schedules intersect. Do you enjoy family dinners each night? Do you have unplugged time together on the weekends? Or is everyone kind of doing their own thing and living at a frenetic pace? So, how do we reframe these kinds of things? If you desire freedom and want to break your chains, start small and travel to a different part of your home country. Digital nomads have no limits, and it doesn't mean strictly traveling abroad, right? Map out parts of the country that you want to explore and then set your plan in motion. If the scenery outside your office window is depressing instead of inspiring, write a list of places where you'll feel the stress leaving your body and where you'll find your creative inspiration. Don't edit your list, just keep getting those ideas down on paper, okay? This is the brainstorming process. If you desire to be rid of all the paper and other distractions that clutter your desk daily, think of how you can start living a minimalist lifestyle with just the bare essentials. When you're traveling, you'll be forced to kind of live minimally and keep all that paper organized on your laptop or with a platform that offers cloud-based storage. I use Google Drive for that. Start the clutter-free system now before you depart. If you're worried about supporting yourself or what your family is going to say in response to this long-term travel idea, remember all the wonderful technology we have at our fingertips to stay in touch, both with family and with your students. We've got FaceTime, Skype, Zoom, and these are all inexpensive resources for video conferencing, right? We could use PayPal and Stripe to ensure that you have access to your money whenever you get paid. If you want to reconnect with your children, you can take yourselves out of the rat race and immerse yourself into a slower way of life, into an exotic location that might be exactly what you need. There are a lot of nomadic families, including those on the travel television shows, um, and they show you that slower pace brings the family closer together. You're experiencing life and new experiences together as opposed to everyone kind of doing their own thing. Moving to a new location is new for everyone, so you have a lot in common to kind of bond and talk about. Now, earlier in the week, you guys, I actually had my family here with me. They joined me last Tuesday and they stayed until this Tuesday. And we got to just do like those vacation things together. I did take the week off and wasn't really working on my business. I started working on my business as soon as they left. And then some other tutors came and joined me. So remember that this is not like a lazy vacation. You're working the same hours that you would work in your home based life, but you can organize like different break times as well and make it part of your vacation as well. The only difference is you guys have a lot less stress and more creativity. There is a lady, her name is Natalie Sisson from the Suitcase Entrepreneur. And she stated that when she sets up shop in a new country, her days are never typical. She follows the same work habits as she did from home, but there's no set times for her. She works based on the day's activities and creates her content when creativity peaks. Of course, if you're a stickler for routine, you can continue that same routine no matter where you live. So Natalie simply chose to complete her morning gratitude routine and fun activities first before working on her content creation. And remember, you are in charge. So you make the decision of when to complete your work. Experienced travelers love immersing themselves into new cultures because they're constantly learning about traditions, languages, and cuisine. Consider the world your classroom that no textbook or lecture could possibly articulate clearly. Some world lessons are best learned through the experience of being there, which can be life changing in both your personal views and for your business. And running a mobile business like we do also allows you to connect with new students you may never have met, even on social media platforms. You just never know when you are, let's say, you want to go zip lining in the jungle. It could lead to a conversation with another nomad who just happens to need your tutoring services. Or if you serve another clientele, you might be able to help them as well. So even if you stick with your current clients in your home country, you can imagine the response that you'll receive when you share your stories of your travels with them. You might inspire some of them to try the nomad lifestyle, or at least you'll have some awesome conversation starters when you get on your tutoring calls with them. All right. So here's something you want to do. You want to ensure your life doesn't implode while you're gone, right? So now that you've decided that you might want to make this leap, become a digital nomad, it's time to do some research and planning so you're not caught off guard while you're traveling. So you want to choose your favorite planning tool, spreadsheet, mind map, or Trello board, and start writing down everything, even if it sounds obvious, like where are you going? How long will you stay there? Have you been there before? What research needs to be done about that area or the country? Are you staying at a hotel or renting a condo? Are you using a service like Airbnb? Do you need a visa? If so, what kind? Are there any governmental travel alerts for the region? Do you have a map of the region or country? What dangers or diseases are there? Are there any local customs or events that you need to be aware of? Is there Wi Fi availability? Where do you go if you need computer repairs? Do you need adapters for your laptop and other technology? How are your friends and family going to reach you? Do you have enough savings in case your tutoring clients kind of slow down while you're traveling? Are your students on board with this travel plan, or do they need to have you close by? Is your passport up to date? Will it remain up to date while you're away? Do you have medications that need refills? How do you get those refills while traveling? What will your medical insurance cover while traveling? How will you find a doctor covered by insurance? Is travel insurance necessary, and what does it cover exactly? What happens if you're robbed or something is stolen from your hotel room or your rental? What's your backup plan if something goes wrong? Are you coming back home after this trip or going to a different location? So these next questions, they're important if you're keeping your primary residence as a home base, meaning that you're going to be back home after however many weeks or months of traveling. So what are you leaving behind that requires care? Plants, pets, Will you forward your mail, put it on hold? Can someone retrieve it for you? How will your bills get paid? How will your property be maintained? If you rent, will your landlord agree to subleasing the space? And some digital nomads, they give up their primary residence and they literally put all of their belongings into a few suitcases and head off on their adventure, often not sure of when they'll be back in their home country again. In this case, you'll need to investigate if you own your home, do you want to sell it or rent it? If you want to rent it, who can you hire to be in charge of making repairs and keeping the yard well? If you rent your home, can you sublet without penalty? Does your lease end close to when you plan to leave? If you can bring pets with you, and if so, how will you travel with them? How to get all of your bills paid via online methods, how you can renew your passport while abroad or replace it if stolen, how will your business and personal taxes get paid, your exit strategy when it's time to move on to the next location, such as travel options. And then what's your strategy if a family member back home becomes ill? Will you have a contingency plan for paying for a return flight home? So this is the type of planning that might feel like you're trying to predict the future and what may possibly go wrong, but you'll also have a firm contingency plan for things going wrong, especially if you're in a foreign country and you don't speak the native language, right? The more you can predict and plan for, the less stress you're going to experience while you're traveling. So even if you're a spontaneous person, planning such a large trip or a move takes time and it is necessary to be able to do. So do your research and then leave the spontaneity for such decisions as to what to do today or where to eat once you arrive. So those things are definitely going to help you. Now, I know that some of you guys, you want to see some more of this house, don't you? You guys are wondering, what does it look like? So I'm upstairs right now, and we got Kathy on downstairs. Woot, woot. Hey, Kathy. Look at her. She's smiling away. All right, Kathy, let's see. What
I'm
does
having a blast.
the pool area look like? So she's going to show you guys what our pool area looks like. Da, 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 da. Ooh.
There's Max.
And there's Max just lounging out, guys. Max Pavlovsky, our tech guy. And there's our hot tub. You can see that running away. And
He's saying hot.
And there's my floaty as well. You see that? That I had to buy that floaty because I love being able to hang out in the pool. Hi, Max. So it's really cool. This house is really decked out, you guys. I'm going to keep showing you all around up here. Well, we each have our own bedrooms and all of that great stuff. So I'm going to show you a couple of like, what do the bedrooms look like inside of here? Let me move this to surface camera rare so that you can see. Oh, yep, there is Kathy. She's downstairs in the main area there. Look at that. That's our wonderful like kitchen area. We've got the dining room and the kitchen. She comes on over here. There you can see that. We've got our living room. All right, Kathy, you got to show them, Kathy, the game room.
There's Max going up the stairs.
It's coming. It's going to come up soon. See? All right, so she's coming on over to our game room that we've got, which is pretty sweet. Look at this. Oh yeah, it's all in like this like glowing blue. It's got some special beds for kids. Are you gonna go to the game room? Awesome. He's gonna start playing. Max is gonna start playing games with you guys. And we even have our own skee ball. I mean, come on. You don't have to pay, $1 every time you want to play skee ball, which is pretty sweet. So lots of fun. We've got there's Max. Yep.
Max wants the lights on.
Wants the lights on. There's lots of different features that we have. I have different light features as well inside of the movie theater, you guys. Take a look at this.
Monster Steve-O.
I put the lights on right now,
You turn it, you got to turn it on. Yep.
Yep, here we go.
And then you pick the player.
Yeah, here we go. Ready? Oh.
Well, the 20
At least
doesn't
got
work, as
20.
you guys all know. Oh, I love it. I love
Oh
it.
my gosh. And of course, when I'm not showing it, it gets the green.
I got,
How much did you get? 50? No, 100? 50.
50, yeah, there's no 100 on there. There's no 100 on there.
And there's my maroon.
Yep.
there's like a little delay on my end here.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
I love it. I love it. All right, I'm gonna show you guys upstairs. We've got some special themed bedrooms as well. So you can see on over on my side here. This is one of the regular bedrooms, and it's got its own bathroom connected right on over with it. I think there's 7 bedrooms inside of this house. So, I mean, it really can fit a ton of people. And so when you think about being a digital nomad, you don't have to be a digital nomad all by yourself. You could travel with other tutors as well, or other people that have a similar lifestyle. But this is a pretty cool room. This is our Star Wars room. We have a conference this weekend here at this house. And so we have a couple of people that are going to be joining us live, and some people are going to be joining us virtual. And we have an entire Star Wars
Oh, you took the
theme
Star Wars
hooked up
one?
with it. And so if you take a look here, we also have a Frozen room here. This is our Frozen themed room, which is fun. You know, we're in Orlando, guys, so it makes sense, right? And this weekend, which is kind of cool, we're going to be heading off next weekend I'm like totally like my brain just like stopped working. We're going to be heading off to Universal Studios. I took my kids to Epcot last week, and all of this is while I'm still working, you guys, that we're able to really make all of this really cool stuff happen. And I think that's cool. It's like you don't no longer have to have your business be something that is just convenient so that you can be home. You can really have a dream business that you never thought was possible. All right. Now I want to hear like what has Kathy's experience been like as she's been kind of living this digital nomad lifestyle. I'm going to ask to unmute her here so you guys can hear. Da, 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 da. There she is again in her favorite spot. She loves to be able to teach outside, guys. She needs her vitamin D. There's your vitamin.
Yes. Very much so.
So what has it been like for you being a digital nomad for the last few days?
Yes, I have. It's been really nice to sit out in the sun and feel the warmth on my face.
Yeah. And it hasn't been super
Not like
hot
home
here.
where it's snowy and 20.
Right. And it's not been too hot here. It's been in
No.
the 60s. Which is perfect. We had 70s and 80s last week, and this week when we had
It's beautiful.
60s. Yeah. So pretty awesome stuff, you guys. So this really is something that is possible for tutors, and I think sometimes we need to think outside of the box about what are some different possibilities when it comes to our business. And you know that I'm always getting you guys to think big, because we were not meant to play small. Okay, we were meant to think big. And think about the difference as a tutor and what that does for your students when you have that ability to think big, right? It makes an impact on them. When they can see you living this life, doing what you love, it affects them in a really big way. And they begin to see that really things are possible. So here's another thing that you guys want to do. You want to make sure that you have everything that you're going to need while you're traveling. So since you're going to be working while traveling, it's really, really important that you bring all the necessary equipment that you need in order to run your online tutoring business. So you might have access, like if you need anything delivered to you, maybe Amazon, right? You want to make sure that you are able to get anything that you don't have. You can utilize Amazon, right? See if there's any places that deliver by you. Like there's a Walmart superstore here that delivers. There's a Target that we can walk across the street to and grab anything that we need. In fact, I was looking for a special adapter so that I could run the entire conference inside of the movie theater and be able to work with people. And I found a Google Chromecast extension that I was able to hook on in so that I can use the big screen. Those of you that join us for our content creation conference that starts tomorrow morning, you're going to get to see this happening in live action. So you definitely want to bring your laptop and its charger, right? You want to think about like, how old is your laptop? Is it going to do okay on this trip? How long does your battery last for? You want to know that information so that you kind of are thinking ahead. If you're not plugged in, how much time do I have? So you want to think about, are you running on the most recent operating system? Does your charger work quickly, or does it take hours and hours before it's going to charge? Maybe it's time to think about getting a new charger. When in doubt, get equipment tune-up with a reputable computer repair service before you leave. They will clear any garbage from your hard drive. They're going to resolve any problems that you might have. And of course, they might advise that you upgrade your laptop prior to leaving if some of the problems can't be identified or fixed. So that will make sure that your laptop is in top operating situation so that nothing happens. Once you have your computer equipment up to date, you want to purchase any backups, cords, chargers that you're going to need, because if you don't want to make that purchase now, at least know where to buy them when you're at your destination, and check the prices before you leave, right? Maybe you need an external hard drive. This is going to make sure that you have all of your files safeguarded. You can access them if anything happens to your computer, if it crashes or anything like that. And then you want to make sure you check on the Wi-Fi situation. So now is the time to do that. Some hotels still charge by the day for internet service, and cruise ships offer week-long internet packages. Some rentals will have utilities and Wi-Fi included in the rental price, provided that your location has population to support Wi-Fi. What kind of think about if you're one of those tutors that is out there creating content, what type of content do you publish? If you're a podcaster, you might need your mic, right? If you film videos, you might need your camera, light source, tripod. You want to test out this equipment too, especially if you upgrade your computer. You don't want to discover that your mic or your camera doesn't play nicely with your new computer while you're on location. And one of the gifts of running a digital business is not needing physical paperwork to complete your job. So all the cloud-based platforms allow you and your clients to submit any paperwork electronically, basically eliminating the use of like printers, fax machines, paper, all of that stuff, right? So when it comes to traveling lightly and having a mobile office, these are going to make your life a lot easier. So let's get your fully digital office set up before you leave, because even if some of you use these platforms already, you want to be able to make sure that, you know, that everything is in great working position. So I absolutely love the tool LastPass. It remembers every single password that I use on my computer. And this helps me when I forget, which happens a lot. It helps me with being able to share that information, even with my virtual staff that I have. So you guys know Elizabeth, who works for me. If I forget what a password is, I can share that password with her by just simply going into LastPass, and I have that information there. I can also hook up LastPass on my phone. So any of my passwords that I have, yes, my phone will remember passwords sometimes, but it doesn't always remember passwords. And so LastPass always ensures that if I have that on my phone, then I can go between my phone and my computer and have those passwords right there. Let's see, video conferencing, you know, a lot of us use Zoom for our online tutoring. If you want to have Zoom rooms or work with multiple students at one time, there is a monthly cost to that. And so you just check out, see, is free going to work for me, or do I need to up it so I can have more people in a call? Like maybe I want to go into a call with my family members or something like that, right? Then having the paid Zoom would be a nice perk. Once you have your digital office processes set up, you want to look at being prepared for working in your chosen location. So we already talked about some safety issues earlier, but you need at least a cursory understanding of resources in your destinations. So who can you ask if you're in trouble, right? If you don't know anyone, how are you going to handle emergencies? Like if somebody gets hurt, what are the risks, if any, for someone who's traveling by themselves? Does your destination have dangerous parts that you should stay away from? Or how will you learn about dangerous parts other than trial and error? Some people might call this paranoia, while others call it careful planning, right? Understanding the resources of your new home, even if it's just for 2 weeks, is really comforting, and it's going to save you considerable time if you're faced with anything that you weren't thinking that you were going to face. So instead of guessing what to do in these instances, you'll already know what your options are. Lastly, you want to be able to handle telling, your clients, your students, your family members about your adventure, right? Some people are going to congratulate you and think this is like awesome, and others are going to be more skeptical about whether you'll still be available to chat or do work that you've promised. And if you already do most of your work 90% online, then where you're located, it's not even going to be an issue. Your students aren't going to notice a difference of you being here or there. I remember at one point, Kathy asked if I needed lighting. She's like, "Do I need to bring my lighting?" And I'm like, "Nah, like your lighting is going to be fine in the house. You're not going to have to worry about bringing lighting." For those people who are in-person clients, convincing them to work virtually or to deal with different time zones is a little bit trickier, but it's not impossible to get them to switch over as well. So just explain the process to them, share them with what your itinerary is, your travel dates, and you can convert the time zone so they know exactly when you'll be available to answer their questions. Once they see how flawless the transition process is without you missing a beat, they're going to regain their confidence in this whole entire process. You also want to make and save money as you go. So in a perfect world, we want to live within our means, right? Without going into debt or for living or work expenses. And the same is especially true when you're living a nomadic lifestyle in the middle of an unknown territory, possibly outside of your home country. Now it's even more important to always be marketing your tutoring business so you have a steady stream of tutoring students, right? Creating multiple streams of income is important and practical for digital nomads, because you don't want to be tied to your job 10 hours a day. That's exactly why we're escaping, right? So that we're not constantly having to work. And choosing recurring projects and clients who are going to pay on a monthly basis is what's going to build that foundation for your traveling. So steady gigs with your tutoring students, along with other things that you decide to build in as recurring incomes, are going to help you with a reliable income that you can count on for a certain number of months, and in smaller one-time projects for added variety and extra income. So there's a mix of both types of work that will give you that stability. Maybe you decide that you want to open up a membership site. So that's one form of recurring income. If you can create content from your laptop, you can create a membership site. And the idea is you create exclusive content for the members of your community while they pay a recurring fee each month. Creating this original content each month can be, a daunting task, but with the help of a planning calendar and a virtual assistant, you can plan ahead and have the content ready well in advance of its release date. And the keys to this model success are to know what your membership wants or needs, and to plan far enough ahead so that you can create a rinse and repeat system every month. So consider, it could be that you're writing a book or creating a signature course, or you're taking on group classes. Once you figure out what these other income streams are going to be, then you need that inspiration to bring them to life, right? And what better way to achieve that inspiration than to look out at your amazing, view that you have. Like we've got the amazing lake and the beautiful sun and the hot tub and the pool and all that amazing stuff. So those are some things that you can continue to work out. And so let's talk about money. So smart money managers and digital nomads alike calculate their expenses before they leave for the trip. So you want to know what your travel costs are going to be. So are you using Uber or Lyft? Are you using taxi cabs? What are the tips going to be? You want to calculate the rental or the hotel cost, including if there's any housekeeping fees. You want to ensure that the income you're taking in is going to be more than what you need to pay out. And if you're cutting it close with the numbers, do you have enough savings to cover your extra expenses? If you needed to use some savings for an emergency, would you still feel comfortable? Do you want to rely on savings, or do you want to find some more recurring clients or students before you leave? So take another look at those business expenses. Even though you need all these web-based platforms to keep your business running, is there a way to maybe downgrade some of the plans that you have to save money? Are there any duplicate expenses that you can cut out? What living expenses can you cut prior to leaving so that you can put that money into savings? If you have a virtual team or plan to hire a VA or team prior to leaving, determine how much possibility they will have while you're away. Allow time to find the right individuals for the job as well as for training. And you'll want to leave knowing that your students are in capable hands. So invest the proper time for hiring and training. Before you embark on your travels, keep a running household budget and get used to this idea of tracking every expense. You're going to find dozens of budgetary apps for your smartphone, and you'll be surprised at how quickly you can get into the habit of tracking expenses. So you can track the small stuff like your daily coffee. You'll be amazed at how much money you're spending without even realizing. These apps usually connect directly with your bank account, so you'll always know your bank balance before you make a purchase. Before sending an online payment, balance your checkbook, or at least check the account balance before authorizing the payment. Overdraft protection is a nice perk to have in case a mistake is made, but often there's a fee for using that feature, so checking your account balance is necessary to avoid those bank fees. And lastly, try to live frugally before leaving on your trip. If you get in the habit while home, you'll be better accustomed to living frugally as you travel. Think before you buy. Is this a need or is this a want? Needs are okay to purchase, while a want should wait until you have the extra cash on hand. Does your new location welcome negotiating on prices? I mean, there are some islands where they consider it an insult if you don't bicker on pricing. So you want to learn the local customs when comes time to shopping. So if you're in a place where negotiating is welcome, you'll save quite a bit of money by haggling on prices. All right, so I'm going to come on back over here to Kathy Casino, who is downstairs outside. Woo woo. Hey, Kathy.
Hi.
So have you seen any questions come through from people? Because I haven't had two devices open today.
Yes, there was, let's see. A lot of people like want to go to, Beth wants to go to Australia and England and Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And then Anna wants to go to Spain, Greece, Israel, and Argentina.
Nice.
Heather, her and I've been talking back and forth because she just got Irish citizenship, which both of our grandmothers came from Ireland, so she just got the citizenship. So I got to talk to her.
Yeah.
My dad's working on it, but get him off we just got to get him moving. Yeah, Joanne Barnes would love to travel and take her students with her.
Mm.
Joanne was asking, besides the cloud to keep your materials on, would you want to back up on your device too?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people will.
Me personally, it's all, what?
There are definitely things that my husband is a big stickler about doing backups. So if you were to talk to him, yes, everything gets backed up. But saving things online, I haven't ever had any problems because of cloud storage. And I already am using the cloud storage with my tutoring business. So I use OneNote with my students. And then I have everything saved in the drive. So everything that I need to access, I've been able to access.
Right. I mean, I have iCloud.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's all there. So
It's all there. It doesn't matter where you are. I could switch
let
computers
me
and it doesn't
see.
matter.
Yep, Heather says she was going to Ireland or Florida. Exactly. And that's the nice thing. Gregory says hello. Joanne says that the home is beautiful and fun. Yeah, Beth was saying that the Star Wars room is incredible.
Mhm.
And Vivek, I'm not too sure, was giving kudos to Beth for so much help in the jump start. Max says it's an awesome place and says, think big, Kui the song, big time.
We just heard the
Dr.
song in
Kalani
the car,
Jackson
by the
says,
way.
hi, everybody.
We just heard that song big time in the
Uh-huh.
car. We're like, yeah.
And Jessica's at the airport. Yep. But Jessica's at the airport, so she's on the way.
Woo woo, yay.
Let me see. Yeah, Joanne, that good point, Joanne. She says, great way to teach social studies by traveling to different geographical areas and sharing them virtually.
Yeah. Yes. So this is, I am doing this, you guys. So I've been reading the Harry Potter series with my student from London. I work with him 2 times a day. And one of the things we're going to be doing is I'm going to be live streaming there. We haven't decided how I'm going to do it. If I'm going to just do it on YouTube and then he's going to be in a stream, or if I just FaceTime him and we connect that way. But he's going to get to experience Harry Potter world in the US, which he wouldn't have the opportunity to experience because they are in complete like stage 4 lockdown right now, right? So it's going to be a really awesome opportunity for him as well.
And Anja, I'm not sure if I said the name right. She said, can you list me the tools you listed in the beginning?
Yes, I will see what I can do about putting that together for you and send that out for people inside of the group. We have a really packed day today because today is the first day that other people are joining us for this conference that we have. It's all about content creation and thinking big, you guys. It's all about how do I take my expertise and make sure that I'm creating content throughout the year so that I don't really ever have to worry about what am I going to create content about or how do I do that. We're doing virtual photo shoots, regular photo shoots for those people that are here and joining us. I mean, obviously, nobody that's watching us right now can come and join us live except for Jessica since she's already at the airport. But but it's like other people wouldn't be able to come and join us live. You wouldn't be able to get a flight that quick, but you can still join us for the virtual conference where I'm going to be sharing with you what do you create content about, actually start, brainstorming what am I going to be writing about and get you guys started on creating your content plan so that when you leave after this weekend, you have your entire content plan for the entire 365 next days so that you never have to sit there and worry about what am I going to create content about. I'm also going to stretch people's beliefs and thinking to think higher, think bigger, think about what it is. I really honestly believe that my mission here on earth is to help people understand that you were not meant to live a small life. We were not called to live small. We were called to live big. Okay. And so my whole goal in life is to help tutors think big, achieve big, and make big so that they can get the results in their tutoring business that they want to be able to get. And we don't just stick with, just tutoring. It does start to fall into some other categories, right? Like membership groups, group teaching, other side hobbies and businesses. Like Kathy absolutely loves being able to grow spirituality with people and helping them connect with their higher power, and she helps them be able to do that. And that's another area where she's building an arm onto her business. So if you can think of your business like a sphere that has all these outer arms that are coming on out, and they're all bringing in an income that can really help you with kind of, never worrying about where your money's going to come from. You never have to worry about like losing one client or losing a job or any of that, because you've got all of this income that's coming from all these different places. One of the extra income streams that I have is I'm a jazzercise instructor. And so you guys, something exciting over the next week, I'm going to be sharing a link with you. You all are going to get free access for the next week of all of our jazzercise classes that we have at our studio, and they're all virtual. So I'm going to be doing a class tomorrow morning. I'm going to send you guys a link inside of the Ultimate Support Group for Online Tutors, and I will try to update the description here, so you guys can just go to the description and click on that link and join us. And I'm going to give you a special link, and you'll just put in Joanne Guest, and you'll have that week access to check us out and see if this is something that you want to continue. Because I got to be honest with you, it's really hard to remember to get your fitness in because you're so focused on running your business. And that's one piece of my business that helps me stay fit, is it brings in an income, but then it also helps me to stay fit because I do a lot of sitting in my job. Which I love. I am not going to complain about, but you guys are going to get access to that from, it'll be active from tomorrow, Friday, until the following Friday. So if you guys want to join me doing jazzercise, I'm doing it tomorrow morning. It'll be 8:00 a.m. Central Time to 9 o'clock. And I teach a low dance class. It's dance mix. So the first 35, 40 minutes is me, showing you different dance moves and having fun to the music. And then the last 25 minutes is us doing some strength routines. So if you happen to have any light weights around, you'll want to grab those as well. So that'll be a lot of fun. This is the first time I've ever opened up my jazzercise to our community. And I'm excited to have those of you who are interested in joining us be able to join us. So some people may even join me in person here. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Jessica might join us. I don't know. I haven't talked to her about it. Oh, Kathy's like, no, Jessica will not be joining you. Oh,
I won't be.
Oh. I'm like, oh, did you already talk to Jessica?
No, I have a student that I switched.
So exciting stuff. So we've got a couple more things I'm gonna share with you guys about being a digital nomad and this lifestyle. So my sixth point is don't pick a dreamy destination without doing research. So by now that, I'm a stickler about doing the research, but I also believe wholeheartedly in soul searching and really getting in touch with what you want from your digital nomadic lifestyle. So before you whittle down your list of dream locations, think first about your own work habits and how much discipline you have for getting things done. Which type of environments help you focus and concentrate? Complete silence, white noise in the background, or the hustle bustle of a city? So can you see how a person who needs complete silence to work might not flourish in maybe central Hong Kong or Paris, but someone who dreams of a beach and can just adjust to some white noise and ocean sounds will complete their work in record time at the beach because their work environment suits their work conditions. So don't worry though, all is not lost. If you've longed to experience a big city, even though you're a quiet worker, plan ahead and choose a quieter work environment within the city limits. You don't need a seat at an outside cafe, but maybe you find a comfortable indoor space that has Wi-Fi connections, like a bookstore, a library, or museum. You want to have this information anyway, in case you encounter, bad weather, which is highly likely the longer you plan to travel. Maybe your hotel might have a business lounge where you can, set up shop until the weather passes or until your work is complete for the day. Consider living outside the city limits where maybe it's a little bit quieter so that you can work and then visit the city as an outing, on the weekend. I kind of like to work, Monday through Friday, and then take the weekends to just go and have some fun. And if you're not quite ready to venture out into your new neighborhood to find workplaces, look around your hotel or rental unit first. Maybe your hotel balcony is conducive to your productivity. If you can afford a suite or whole apartment rental, set up your computer in the main living space and leave the bedroom space as a peaceful sanctuary instead of trying to concentrate on Work outside, work indoors, take frequent breaks outside, especially in a noisy city environment. Also, give some thought to your overall lifestyle. Are you a no frills type of person, one who loves to be pampered? A no frills rental will likely cost much less than a high rise hotel. But if you love pampering, you'll only disappoint yourself by staying at a cheap hotel or rental that doesn't suit your style. Do you need certain amenities like a pool or spa nearby or on premises? Will you have a car at your disposal or will you have to rely on public transportation? These questions will help you determine your budget and if you can go out into the countryside versus the city. Think about how much space you're going to need to live, especially if your family is coming with you. Two people can often manage in tight quarters or small hotel rooms, but traveling with kids of any age might mean that you need more bedrooms and bathrooms. Does your lifestyle budget match up? So, city rates usually are much more expensive than rural rates, but maybe you can negotiate a better price for a long term rental that offers pampering. Or maybe you can live with a cheaper rental further from the city, but splurge more on your adventure or food experiences. So set your priorities and then investigate your finds before you land in your desired location. Of course, working while traveling is a little different than vacationing, and you'll need to call upon your discipline to make sure that you're reaching your deadlines, right? So research your desired locations, understand your travel personality before picking a spot. How many hours must you devote to work so that you can support yourself on this trip? Compare that against the different adventures and excursions that you want to experience. And then think about, will you be distracted by the tempting fun and the scenery? Last but certainly not least, do a safety analysis of your desired location prior to booking rentals. I know I kind of touched on this briefly earlier before in the live stream, but your safety is one of the utmost importance, right? Especially if you're traveling alone or abroad. So learn as much as possible about your destination, especially since you'll be traveling around the area for food and groceries and excursions. So check any governmental travel bans or warnings. Visit with a travel agent to get advice about where to stay, danger zones to avoid. If you can speak with someone local, even better to get a true feel of the region. Engage on social media or in Facebook groups with other travelers or expats who travel to your desired destination and take their advice, those who've actually traveled to the region rather than most likely on like social media, right? Who like to spout opinions without real facts. One other point I want to add is some people avoid traveling, especially alone, because they think it's going to be lonely. However, don't let the idea of traveling alone even scare you off from the idea of a nomadic lifestyle. Making friends or contacts is no different abroad than it is at home. Although you may be more receptive to the invitations when you're traveling than when you would be at home. So look online for different expat groups in your location. Look for ways to get involved in the international school that maybe your children would attend. Engage in conversation with the locals in your neighborhood. They might be intrigued at the idea of your nomadic lifestyle and want to learn more. Share your adventures on social media and ask outright for connections to people in your destination. You never know who may become a friend or a client, and avoid becoming a hermit in your new home. Go outside every day and do something. Whether it's an adventure or a simple errand, you'll soon discover that you'll have a nice circle of friends. Or you can be like me and travel with your friends, travel with people that you've gotten to know online and get to meet them face to face and be able to do that. Again, tomorrow is going to be the last day that you're going to be able to join us if you decide you want to join us for our virtual conference. And Elizabeth is going to throw that link inside of the chat. Those of you who want to join, there's a $200 coupon that you'll be able to use to apply, and we will be able to get you all set up on how do I create content to advertise my online tutoring business so people can find me all throughout the world. Any last words of wisdom you'd like to give people, Kathy?
Just do it. It's amazing to be able to go. I mean, working as teachers, we were locked into going when it was prime time.
Right.
Every place.
Right.
So now we're at a slow time down near Disney and Universal that it's going to make it such a more enjoyable time to go there.
Right.
So even though I'm here, I'm in the sun, I'm near a pool, and all that, I'm still making money. It's not
Yeah.
like I'm not.
Right.
So, and it's nothing that I could have done if I was working as a teacher
Yeah.
back in the public schools.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So if you're,
it's just great. And your
yeah.
business never stops. I mean, I just picked up another student.
Yay, yes, today, like seconds before. Like, so if you guys met, I didn't realize it was like recording. And she's like, I got another student. I'm just messaging my new student. I was like, oh my God, awesome. So it's really, really like, this is such an amazing lifestyle. And it is my intention to hold more conferences so that more people can experience this and be able to enjoy this. So, keep your mind open to, where our next adventure may take you. So, and who knows, maybe you'll be joining us live or maybe you'll be joining us virtually. But either way, you're going to be able to get some great results with your business and be able to open up your mind to thinking bigger. Well, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I got to go head off to the UK now and work with my student in the UK. And you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And remember that there's still one last chance for you guys to join us. If you're not in the Ultimate Support Group on Facebook, join us. Elizabeth wasn't able to put the link with the coupon inside of YouTube. So you'll need to go over into the Ultimate Support Group to grab that link. So if you're not a member, join. If you are a member, go on in there and she's going to place that link inside of there. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everybody, and we'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.